When a game presents itself as unique, sometimes you can't help but to look and see if it's something you're into. And for me, a game like that was American Arcadia. The trailers for the game intrigued me, and the demo for the game absolutely got me hooked at this last Steam Next Fest. And while we don't know everything there is to know about the game as I would with a final preview type video, we can start by saying that American Arcadia is coming from Out of the Blue Games and is being published by Raw Fury. And as of right now, its only confirmed release date is for the PC on November 15th this year of 2023. Now, console releases are, I believe, planned at some point, but as of right now, that's not what we're talking about. As for the actual released pricing of the game, there isn't technically a price confirmed. Now, what I will say is that Out of the Blue Games' last game was Call of the Sea, which was a really interesting game and of a similar ideal, I think, all things considered, and that was at $20 US. So I expect American Arcadia to clock in somewhere between $20 and $30 US, depending on the scope and scale. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Now that we've gotten your need-to-knows out of the way, American Arcadia is a cinematic puzzle game that combines a 2.5D platformer and a first-person game to tell the tale of a thrilling escape. You're going to experience the extraordinary story of Trevor, an average man escaping from the world's most popular reality TV show. And that duality of the two protagonists, as well as the whole idea of the TV show thing, I have to say is so compelling to me. And where it really strikes a chord for me personally is that as you tune in to American Arcadia, the most popular reality TV show on the planet, you're going to notice a retro futuristic 70s metropolis where all citizens enjoy a life of luxury and comfort and are completely unaware that they're being broadcasted 24/7. And this is where it gets the most interesting to me personally, and the developers have talked about this very specifically, and that's that you as the player get to escape from the real world and sit back to enjoy the most dangerous contest on air, where a drop in your popularity comes at the highest possible cost. Death. And that's exactly what's happening to Trevor. Trevor Hills is your ordinary, everyday, average man. He's more than happy with his mundane life as an office clerk. Unfortunately, this doesn't make him very popular with the ever-important viewers of American Arcadia, and this sets him up for a one-way trip to execution, unless he escapes. Luckily for Trevor, he's got help, and we see just this in the demo itself. And that's where we're going to meet Angela Solano, who is a stage technician for American Arcadia, and she's determined to make sure that Trevor gets out of Arcadia alive. Assisting from the outside, she uses her technical prowess and wits to manipulate the world around him, which is clearing the path to his freedom. But neither Angela nor Trevor are prepared for this escape to become a journey filled with twists, turns, and lies. Interestingly enough, on the Steam page, there are certain letters that are underlined in Angela's piece of the story here, and it spells out 3 more words. I'm not really sure what that means as of right now, but I hope that's something that I caught early, and I think that would be really cool. But with these two protagonists, of course, you're going to be experiencing the game in 2 very different ways. And with the fact that they live in 2 very different worlds as well, you'll be playing Trevor's escape in 2.5D puzzle platforming sections, and you'll assist him as Angela in the first-person hacking gameplay. So there's quite a bit of variety in the types of puzzles that you'll be getting, and I'm really interested to see how they intersperse these gameplay segments, and I think pacing is going to be a huge part as far as reviews go for these gameplay elements. And it's only by working together that they have any chance to overcome the corporation that they're up against. Overall, I really like the story that's been laid out for the game, and quite frankly, I'm so excited to play this game. Now, as I already said, this is from the creators of Call of the Sea, so you get a bit of an idea of the pedigree that you're working with, though I do think this is a completely different style of game overall, so I wouldn't necessarily look at that for a complete frame of reference other than maybe an indictment of quality. If anything, they want to kind of highlight that you're going to be playing a layered narrative with their trademark polish and artistry. And they also tout, of course, that you're going to be getting some voice acting legends. Of course, you've got Yuri Lowenthal, who most recently just was in Spider-Man 2 as Spider-Man, and he, along with Cissy Jones, were both in Call of the Sea. Cissy Jones, of course, also was in Firewatch, which I absolutely love that game. And then the third voice actor we hear from is Krizia Bejos, who interestingly acted in Cyberpunk 2077 and League of Legends. I suppose I'm not really too familiar with that. But overall, that seems like a really good mix of actors. And while I'm already completely sold on the visuals, the premise, it makes me all the more excited for the talent, both studio-wise and the voices behind the game. So ultimately, this is a game I'm really excited for. That's all we know about the game at this time, and quite frankly, that's about everything you need to know. You can fact check me on the price of the game, but I'm going to ultimately put this out as a final preview because I think the game in the demo played really, really well. And if I had to say anything, it was that the first person felt a little floaty or wavy, but that may have been such a situation that you can kind of turn down or up the sensitivity if you wish, and that'll be fine. Overall, though, I thought the narrative was really intriguing and playing it, and the music was actually really, really good from what I saw so far. So if that's something you're into, consider subscribing, and maybe you'll get a review at some point. Otherwise, check back in the description of this video if you want to see whenever they announce it. I'll try to add that in at some point. Regardless, thank you so much for watching this video, and my name's Falling Hurts, and yeah, goodbye.